Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Urmisha Patel, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to create a date filter selection using parameter. So here I'm not talking about a simple date filter selection. Here is something about the start and end date while giving user more flexibility that they can choose the dates and find the records or have the records which are between those dates. So let's create this with our sample data. So here I have used the LNT stock data where you can see there's a date field and the respective to the stock related fields. And I've created this candlelight chart based on that where the simple date here we have mentioned, which is giving record something for 2015 to 2020 about this LNT records. So what here we are going to create is instead of just standardizing the date, we are going to give user the flexibility that they can choose their start and end date and they can find the records in between those dates. So let's create that. For this, you need to first create the parameter. But before that, you need to choose what date field you want to on based on what you need to create the start and end date. As right now I don't have any other field, but I want to create this everything based on this date field because my whole logic or the candlelight chart is on this date. So I'm going to create the same date field, but depending upon your problem statement, you can choose the date field. So this is about the date field. Go to this more option and here on this create, select on parameter, and I'll name this parameter as a start date parameter. Keep this data type as date because that's what we want. Current value same as it is, the display format again as it is, but here the allowable values I'll make it as a range. So it is going to show us between 2015 to 2020, that is 5 years of record for this LNT, where the value of this date field are ranging between these two. Okay, so just click on OK, and here you have your start date ready. Now the next thing is we want our end date. So again, end date is start date and end date always comes with the same date field. But again, depends on your problem statement, you can select, but I would definitely say it's always been the same field based on what you create your start and end date. So here click on this date field, again create the same thing, parameter, and I'll name this parameter as the end date. Okay, again keep as it is. I'll change the allowable value to range and click on OK. So here we have our parameter ready. Now we'll again click on this start date on this more option and make it show parameter, and the end date as well show parameter. And you will see right now there is no control that over to our view that it's changing or giving any dynamism or dynamic thing or dynamic whole worksheet on this based on this parameter that we have created. So to create that dynamic and to giving control to the user, we need to create one calculated field that helps you that makes this whole logic true, that what the whole logic true is, that the date field whatever the user select should be greater than the start date and should be less than the end date, right? So go to the more analysis, and here click on create calculated field and name this field as a date filter, and then I'll write the logic that this date field should be greater than or equal to the start date parameter, and the date field should be less than and equal to the end date parameter. Click on apply and OK. So here is your boolean field has been created, which is true and false date field filter. Now drag this date filter to this filter section, and here we'll click on true. Why? Because whatever the logic we created, if that satisfies, then and then we should have our data ready, and that's the only thing that should be shown here in the view. Click on apply and OK. As you see, I have my start date as 10/28/2015, and this as 12 that is December 9th 2015. So because of this difference, if on the same date it won't show. It hardly shows one record which has something to it. But let's say if I increase this date field, it won't show because that logic does not satisfy. What was our logic is, logic should be greater than and it should be less than the end date, and that does not satisfy. That's why it's not showing any record and the candlelight chart just disappear. Okay, so I'll shift and put it on the start date and increase the size, and you will find it, sorry, the slide, I'll just increase it, the value. So you can see there is logic satisfy, and that's how we have our candlelight chart. But this is about the slider. You can also change to the calendar picker. For that, go to this more option and here select the type in. So what the type in, it will give you this calendar picker. You can select whatever the range. Here right now is in November, January 20. So make sure that whatever the records you have, today's date will show right now that on what date it is, but it will give you the flexibility until you gave that range and everything, right? So that's how you can change slider to the calendar picker. Calendar picker is the one which is highly recommended and best or better to use. So that's how we have our start and end date filter selection using parameter. I hope you like this video. If you really like, then do like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such video. Till then, happy learning.